Hello there, beautiful creatures out there in the world. Today I am going to do, can you tell what time of year it is? Orange and black? Halloween time! So today I'm going to do a little tutorial of a look that I did based off of one of my favorite Halloween characters from a movie. Why do I keep looking outside, you ask? Because it's raining out there. Just kidding. I mean, it is, but anyway, I'm gonna keep doing it. Today I'm gonna do a tutorial of one of my favorite Halloween characters. If you can classify him as a character or her, I think it's a him. More of a creature, a beautiful creature, just like you. I did this look and I posted on Instagram and I got a lot of questions about how to do it, and it actually was pretty simple. It's more about fabrication than makeup. There's only like 10% makeup actual application. The rest of it is beforehand fabrication, and I did it with materials I had already laying around, and it was, you know, which means it cost me $0, but I had previously bought that stuff, so maybe you have the stuff lying around or something else close that you can use. Today I'm going to show you how I went from this creature right here to
Makeup, darling. Yes, oh, come along, darling. There you are. Book, darling, come to mommy. Yes.
Now let's quickly go over what you'll need. You'll need a piece of cardboard that's the size of the book that you want, a piece of wood that makes it easy to handle, some scissors, some glue. I used this quick air dry glue and it worked really well. Also some air dry modeling clay. This is just the Crayola brand, children's kind that I had laying around the house. Some leather scraps. Also bought from the craft store a big bag full of them that just were all different shapes and sizes and colors. Finish mask, I only used this light champagne colored one, and I liked it because it was a thinner material and it was easier for the needle to go through than the thicker brown color. And next you'll need a needle, one that is the thickest kind you can find that has the biggest loop. You'll need a couple different colors of brown paint, a palette, a paintbrush, and a mason jar because this is the book of spells, so we're going to be doing potions. No, just kidding. We're just using it to measure to cut out the eye socket because it's the perfect size. And last but not least, screw this tutorial. I'm just going to make you guys a friendship bracelet. Really though, you just need one shade of yellow string. First step is to piece together your leather, and you really need a pen, you know, figure out how it is gonna go together best. And then if you need to trim off some, oh, that fits pretty well. I like how that fits. That's good there. You know, and for this, you know, I just cut up these pieces and fit them together the best way they can. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's supposed to look like old pieces of leather that have been sewn together. I'm just gonna do these because it's gonna be easier to show you guys. So where you want the thread to go through, you just make little dots, just like as a guiding point. Then you take your string and you tie a knot, maybe 2 knots, your thread, your string, and then you start from underneath and go up. See, even this one, it did hurt my fingers. And then you want to go across and down. And then you want to go up and under on that same side and just keep repeating that. Here's me sewing in really fast motion, and let me tell you, this is definitely the longest part of the whole makeup, so maybe put on your favorite scary movie and just sew away, and I promise you, your fingers will hurt after. But hopefully your fingers weren't hurt enough to comment below and tell me what your favorite scary movie is of all time. So then you do that with every piece that you want to lay until it fits over your piece of cardboard that you got. Now let's paint a little coat of this brown. So you want to just keep doing layers and layers of different colors, and I know in the beginning I told you that we were only going to use a light brown and that copper color, but I do add some black and some white because I just think that it needed that extra dimensions around the edges and around the center so that you can make it seem like it is more than one piece of leather and not all just coming from the same material. So that's what I'm doing now, and I grabbed this dry brush to make it look more stretched and to make it more aged looking. Here I am adding the white in. I think on the original version I added a more cream than the white, but you can do whatever color combination you like and that you're happy with. So you got your leather. So now once it's constructed and you put it together, I left this hole and then cut it out once I had all the pieces together. And that's actually what I used for the eye. Let's go on to these. So I just took one first and start molding it until you are happy with the snake shape that you got. I can't stress enough the importance of reference pictures. I was looking at a picture of the book from the movie the whole time as I was doing this, and it really gives you a good idea of what exact shape and proportion that you need. And they have a lot of different pictures and a lot of different angles and a lot of different people who have recreated it in their own interpretation. So that's also cool because mine's not the exact interpretation and neither will yours be. It will be your own. Painted silver. Yeah, put it on with a little piece of paper underneath and you make this long hoop. And then you cut out just a round piece. Again, I just did it a little bit bigger than the mason jar and painted it silver, and then I did a little clip piece. And if you really are going to use this to go somewhere, you don't actually want to probably do the bindings on the side and the pages on here, but since I just did it for a video, just the front piece was enough. So with the eye, which you'll see after this how I applied it, you just want to cut out a hole that shows some of your eyelid underneath and above, and you want to paint it just the way you painted everything else. Now let's see how you put it all together. First you'll need liquid latex. This is the Marin brand and it's really going to act as a glue today. And look at this brush that I don't keep clean, and this is my liquid latex brush because it ruins everything. And what you really want to do is go up around the eyebrow, underneath the eyebrow, and underneath your eye. You don't want this stuff to necessarily get in your eyebrow. It won't pull out your hairs as much as other kinds of products that are adhesives, but it doesn't feel good. Also, be extremely careful. You don't want this falling in your eye, so less is more in this scenario. You can put on less and you can put more on later. And it also has a scent to it, so you don't want to put a lot on near your eye because your eyes will start watering because it has a very strong scent. Now you want to let it dry a little bit before you apply your prosthetic, or for this purpose, the leather. Oh, and don't mind me dancing. Now it's time to stick it on. Just make sure that your eye is peeking through and that it's pressed down in all the spots that you want it to, and you could always add more glue later. And now it's on and we can dance. Or if you want to be a Cyclops for Halloween, you could wear this and just cover the rest of your face with your hair and just have one eye. Yeah! So it's always good to test your mask when you're making something like this, just to make sure that it's all lining up and it looks good. Now let's start painting. First I used water acted paint by Wolf Cosmetics in the brown shade. And what you do is you just get a little bit of water on your brush and you put it into the paint and you mix it all around. And when you're working with your eyes, you don't want it to be really watery or else it's going to run into your eyes. So you only want to use a little bit of water for this instant. If you want it to be a little bit more translucent, then you would use a lot more water. If you want it to be more opaque, then you'd use less water. You just want to fill in your whole eye socket underneath too. And I wasn't really liking this color in the lighting. Now looking at it, it looks pretty spot on, but so I decided to use a cream-based paint on top of this water-activated paint. And what's nice about the cream-based paints is that you can get it in your waterline and not have to worry about it falling into your eye like the water-activated paint. And this way you can cover all of the eye that's exposed and it looks a little bit more creepy. Next, we're going to seal in all of that makeup that we did with eyeshadow. And I'm using this palette that I got from Ross for $10. And what I suggest if you are pretty new at this whole makeup world, which I am, to buy cheaper palettes that are full of all these colors that you can experiment on these makeups that you do that you're not going to be wearing for a long time, and then you're not wasting all your money on these expensive palettes. So I first use a just neutral brown shade. I think this was a contour color in this palette for your cheeks, but it worked perfectly for what I needed it to, and it's just to lay in all of that makeup so that it doesn't sweat off throughout the night. Then I take more of these shimmery, coppery colors, because remember we painted the leather this copper metallic color, so this would work perfectly and match up well with it. And it's good to have some lights and darks in your makeups just so because it adds more dimension. And then for the final touch, I just add some brown mascara to the top lashes, not the bottom lashes. You kind of don't want the lashes to be seen at all because this is really mostly about the eye. And that's all, folks. I told you this was an easy makeup, and by makeup I mean like more like 10% makeup, but that's all. And now you just put up your mask to your face and you can be an evil book of spells watching everybody. If you like this video, comment and like it and subscribe and do all those fancy things and leave a comment about what Halloween costume you would like me to do next. And as always, stay beautiful creatures.